Chapter 2 Lines and Angles. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the basic ideas of geometry, including points, lines, rays, line segments, and angles. Here, first is point. To represent the point, we are marking a tiny dot, a small dot we can mark like the same. And that will give the idea about that point, and it determines a particular location, precise location. Point has no length, no breadth, and no height. Just a dot, tiny dot. And it can be represented by using any of the capital letters, English alphabets. A, B, C, D, etc. up to Z. Any letter we can use to represent point. And this we can read as point Z, point P, point A, etc. Next term is line segment. A line segment has two endpoints. AB is a line segment here. Starting point and end point. Also it has a fixed length. We can measure the length of that line segment. Here in this example, from A to B, we can see different path. This is the way. But the A to B, this is the straight line, or that is the shortest distance. The shortest path from a point A to point B. That is called the line segment from A to B. It is denoted by AB and a small line segment on top. It has two endpoints. AB is same as BA, from A to B or B to A, representing the same line segment. Next term is line. If we extend the line segment AB on both the directions endlessly, we will get the line. So a line through the 2 points A and B, that we can write as AB, and on top a line with arrowhead. This arrowhead representing that endlessly we can extend that. It extends forever in both directions. And also this we can write by using, or we can represent by using small letters L, M, etc. Next term is ray. Ray is a portion of line segment that starting point is there and it goes in endlessly in one direction. For example, lighthouse, beam of a light from that level. The starting point is here. From there, that extending endlessly to the other direction. Ray of light from torch. Starting point is here. And it is going endlessly to the other side. Sun rays are examples of that. And that we can represent as starting point A and P going to that direction. So AP, ray, AP we can represent like the same. These terms in short. Point. A point is denoted by capital letters like A, B, C, etc. Here this is the example A, and that we can read as point A. It has no length, no breadth, no height. Next term, line segment. A line segment has a definite length. We can measure this length using the scale. And it has two end points. This point is starting point and this is the end point. Both the points, that is called as end points, starting and ending. So a line segment has two end points. And that we can represent as the points with the capital letters, any letter, here P and Q. So PQ, and on top a small line representing line segment, and we can read that as line segment PQ. Line. If we extend the line segment endlessly in both directions, we get a line. And representing 2 points PQ, and this arrowhead representing that endlessly we can extend in both the direction, to this direction and the other direction. We can represent us with the line symbol on top and PQ, 2 points from the line, and read as line PQ. Next is ray, a portion of a line, that means from one point is there, starting point is there and goes endlessly in one direction. That is called ray. Here ray PQ, starting point is P and endlessly to the other direction. So we can mark that as PQ and on top a ray symbol. Read as ray PQ. Here P is the initial point or starting point. So ray is having one endpoint. Line has no endpoints. Line segment is having two endpoints. Now example for ray, sun rays starting from sun and it goes endlessly to the other direction. Torch light and other lighthouse light from there, etc. Figure it out, page number 15. First question, Rihan marked a point on a piece of paper. How many lines can he draw that pass through the point? So through one point, we can make infinite, this is a point. For example, we can draw infinite number of lines passing through that point like the same way. So infinite number of lines through a point. And next is Shridal marked 2 points on a piece of paper. How many different lines can she draw that pass through both the points? 2 points if we are marking, one is here and the other one is here. Through these 2 points, only one line we can draw. So through 2 points, only one line, and through 1 point, infinite number of lines. So we can write the answer. Infinite number of lines can be drawn through a point in a plane. Example here. And second case, only one line can be drawn to pass through 2 points. Second question, name the line segments in figure. Which of the 5 marked points are on exactly one of the line segments? So the 5 points L, M, P, Q and R. The line segments here, one of the lines and which are on 2 line segments. We can see this point L is a part of only one line segment LM. So L and R is having only one line segment RQ. The other 2 points having 2 line segments. These points are the part of 2 line segments. M is for ML and MP. Same way P, PM, PQ. Q is having QP and QR. So we can write the answer. Line segments LM, MP, PQ, QR. 4 line segments are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then points on one of the line segments. On only one line segment, that means L and R. Points on 2 line segments. 2 line segments. So M, P, Q. These are the points in 2 line segments. Third question. Name the rays in the given figure. T is the starting point. Yes, T is the starting point. Name of the rays TA, one of the ray. TB. This TB we can write as TN also. So rays are TA, TB or TN. Then yes, T is the starting point of TA and TB. Question number 4. Draw a rough figure and write labels approximately to illustrate each of the following. First one, OP, line OP and line OQ meet at O. So when we are drawing 2 lines and the intersecting point is O. Here HY and PQ. HY is a ray, starting point is there. PQ is a line intersect at a point M. Intersecting point is M. So this is the first one. Intersecting point is O, OP and OQ. OP, OQ. This is the line symbol. So it can extend in the same direction. And the intersecting point is O. Second case, XY is a ray. That means starting point is there. XY is a ray. PQ is a line. On top we can see that line symbol. So it's a line intersecting at the point M. Now third one, line L contains points E and F but not D. So 2 points E and F here on the line. D is not on the line. Next one, point P lies on AB. AB is a line segment and P lies on that line segment or that line. So P is in between, in that line itself. Question number 5. Name 5 points. Here we can see B, C, O, E, D. These are the points. So we can mark that as points B, C, O, E, D. 5 points. A line DB. This is a straight line. We can write that as DB or BD. DB. Line symbol. 4 rays. Initial point we can take as O, then OC, OB. That ray means starting point is there. O is the starting point. Same way to this direction. OE, OD. So 4 rays. Initial point, starting point, that is O. 5 line segments. We can take this as one line segment from D to E. DE, then E to O. EO, O to C. This is the line segment, starting point and end point. OB. We need 5 line segments. Now 4 will be it. So we can take from D till O or D till B. D till O. So the line segments. 5 line segments. Question number 6. Here is a ray OA. It starts from O and passes through the point A. It also passes through the point B. Can you also name it as OB? OA, OB. Same direction. B is a point on that same ray. So we can write that as OB also. So we can write yes. Why? Reason B lies on the same ray, OA. Can we write ray OA as AO? No. Why? Here the starting point is O and going to the direction A, OA direction. If we are writing like that way, AO, starting point is supposed to be A and going to the AO direction, which means opposite direction it will come. So we cannot write OA, ray OA same as AO. These are different directions. This answer we can write in sentence like the same way. First yes, OA is same as OB because the initial point is O and in the same direction. Second case, OA means starting point is O and going to A, OA direction. AO means starting point is A and towards O, which means direction from O to A is not same as from A to O. That's why we cannot write that as OA is equal to AO. These are opposite directions. So write it there now. Next term is angle. So first we learn about point, line segment, line, ray, then angle. Angle means 2 rays intersecting a point or has a common point, then there the angle it will form. This common point is called vertex and the sides are called arm or sides. This we can read, this angle we can read as or we can write as angle DBE or from this side EBD, the middle letter representing the actual angle. Here another example, angle PQR. This we can write as PQR or RQP, the middle letter Q. That will be the vertex and that representing the angle. This point is called vertex, the intersecting point or the common point of both the rays, that is vertex. And this side it is called QR and QP. These rays are called arms or sides of that angle. So initial point Q of these two rays QP and QR is called the vertex of the angle PQR, and QP and QR. These two rays are the arms or sides of the angle PQR. Figure it out, page number 19. Can you find the angles in the given pictures? So here we can see the angle ADB. Angle ADB. And again BDC, this angle. And also the vertex of the angle. Here the vertex is D. D is the vertex of these two angles. Same way we can we can see different angles here. If we are drawing the line segment, here we will get one angle. These two lines here, another one. So we can find many angles there. If we have to draw and represent, so we can mark it this the way here. This is also another line. So we will get here the point. This the way. Name it PQR. Then the angle name it will come angle PQR. And the vertex is Q. Similarly, in this figure, these two line segments. Here the angle. We are putting the name A, B, C. We can write that as angle ABC, and the point, this initial point that will come as the vertex. Vertex is B. Here also you can find many angles. One of that is this the way. This is the line segment here. This is the angle. We are marking L, M, N. We can write that as angle L, M, N. This is the angle symbol. And vertex is the middle letter M. Here we can see everywhere the angle. These two lines, this is the angle. These two lines, here the angle. We are considering this is another angle. So many angles are there. Any one of that you can mark. Second question, draw and label an angle with arms ST and SR. Here we can see S is the common point of these two rays. So we can take S as the vertex. ST, SR. So name of that angle is, we can write as angle TSR or angle RST. This is the angle. Third question, explain why angle APC, APC, P is the vertex, cannot be labeled as angle P. APC, we cannot mark that as angle P because here many angles are there with the same vertex P. Angle APB, this angle is there. Angle BPC, another angle, this is there. And also the third angle, bigger one, APC. All these three angles having the same vertex P. So if you are marking angle P, that we cannot specify any out of these three angles which angle that means. So we cannot write that as angle P. With the three-letter format we have to use. So we can write that the same way. Point P as the vertex, there are three angles. APB, BPC. That means this angle, this one, and the entire thing. Three angles with the same vertex P. So to specify any one of these angles, we have to write that three-letter form, not as angle P. So angle APC cannot be labeled as angle P. That is the reason. Name the angles marked in the given figure. Here two angles are there. One is the bigger one that we can mark as 1, and the smaller one, that is 2. So angle 1, name the angles, the bigger one, starting from R, T until this line, ray. So RTP, angle RTP. Second one from RT and till this line only, TQ line. So we have to mark it from the name, we can write as RTQ, angle RTQ. Fifth question, mark any 3 points on your paper that are not on one line. So here and there we have to mark A, B, C, 3 points. Not on the same line, which means here anywhere 3 places. So when we are joining, we know that through 2 points only one line we can draw. So A and B, these 2 points only one line we will get, and B and C, this line we will get. Through A and C, another line. So we get 3 lines here. How many lines do you get? We get 3 lines. Name them. AB, BC, AC with line symbol. How many angles can you name using ABC? Here 3 angles. This angle, this one, here. To mark this angle, ABC. B is the angle. To mark this one, BCA, the middle letter C. For this angle, BAC, representing this angle. So 3 angles. Question number 6, same as that. Now mark any 4 points on your paper so that no 3 of them are on the line. That means no 3 of them are on the line, which means at least 2 of them can be in a line. The third one somewhere else. Like that way 4 points. So A, B, C, D, 4 points are there. Draw all possible lines. DC, BC, AB, AD and diagonal, corner to corner, AC, BD. So 6 lines we will get. Again write them, how many angles can you name using ABCD? Write them all. Here we will get 12 angles. So if you are taking first this full angle, we can write that as BAD. This full ADC. This full DCB. This one ABC or CBA. That means all 4 angles. Then again we can take from A itself, each angle is dividing into 2. So this angle, BAC, this is the line, BAC, this angle means CAD. Similarly, here this one, ADB, this one, CDB, this angle, DCA, this one, ACB, here, ABD, this one, CBD. So 12 angles we will get. You have to look at the point and how the line is coming. To mark this angle, starting this way, BCD. CBD, this is the way. To mark this angle, A is the vertex. You can start from this side or this side. DAC. Like that way, 12 angles. Comparing angles. Now figure it out. Page number 23. First one, fold a rectangular sheet and then draw a line like the same way and fold it created. Name and compare the angles between the fold and the sides of the paper. Make different angles by folding. So when we are folding the paper like the same way, we will get here one angle, another angle. This is the way 4 angles. Which is the largest one? Here we can see this and these 2 are the largest and the other 2 are the smallest angles in that. Same thing, if we are marking as angle 1, 2, 3, 4, we can see 1 and 2. Here the down 3 and 4. The bigger angles means 2 and 3. Smaller ones 1 and 4. So here we can see 2 is greater than 1. Same way 3 is greater than 4. Second question, in each case determine which angle is greater and why. Angle AOB. AOB means this one. And XOY. XOY is the smaller angle, only this much. AOB from A till here. So this one is bigger. That covers more area, more wide than angle XOY. Then AOB or XOB. AOB the bigger angle, full one. XOB means starting from here only. There also angle AOB is greater. Then XOB or XOC. XOB, XOC, that representing the same angle. Both are equal. XOB is equal to XOC. Which angle is greater? XOY. That means this angle or AOB. AOB, this one. So first we are considering this one, XOA. Only this much. And BOY. So XOA is greater than YOB. Greater than this. That is XOA means this angle is greater than YOB. This one is greater. Then we are adding AOY, this portion, to both the side. XOA plus AOY and here YOB plus AOY. So when we are adding this AOY with this angle, we will get XOY. If we are adding this with YOB, we will get here AOB. So we can see XOY is greater. This part is common for both the angles. So this one it is XOY is greater than AOB. Special types of angles. Here is a straight line and I mark a point O. From this side till here, this angle it is 180 degree and that is called straight angle. Just like a straight line, so that angle is called straight angle, which measures that as 180 degree. So angle AOB or BOA, that is equal to 180 degree. AOB is a straight line. So angle AOB is called straight angle. Now two lines AB here and the other one is vertical. One is horizontal, the other one is vertical. If this exactly 90 degree if we are getting, then we can say these two lines are perpendicular lines. So AB and XY are perpendicular lines. One is horizontal, the other one is vertical. Then this angle AOX, this one. And that is equal to 90 degree. Same way BOX, this also 90 degree. Here AOY, the 90 degree, BOY, that also 90 degree. When we are adding around a point all together, it will come 360, 90 into 4. Each quadrant, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 90 into 4 is equal to 360. So around a point, always the angle that will be 360. Figure it out, page number 29. How many right angles do the windows of your classroom contain? Do you see other right angles in your classroom? You can see the windows are like the same way, and there are 4 right angles, each corner, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 right angles will be there. We can see this everywhere, corners of your door, classroom door, window door, table, blackboard, then wall, room, corner, everywhere we can see right angles. Second question, join A to other grid points in the figure by a straight line to get a straight angle. Here we have to make a straight angle. What are the different ways of doing it? So here AB, straight angle means straight line supposed to come. So we can draw the line. This is the way. So BA, here we can mark that point as C. BAC is a straight angle. Here we can extend towards this side direction or down. If we are marking, it will come like the same way. BAC. BAC is a straight angle from BAC. The third question, we have to make a right angle. For that, we can make two right angles if we are extending like the same way and then towards up or down. This is one of the right angle. This another one. If we are extending that lines to down, here another one will get. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles we can make it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also we can extend that. This is the way. And from A. Mark this point as C. Here this is 1, right angle 1. This is right angle 2. Similarly, if we are extending back here, we will get 3, 4. So here the hint is given, extend the line to get the right angle and then mark that as C. And then we can make the line. Same way what we did, many right angles. Any one of that you can name that as particularly B. Here this example BAC. If you are giving the name for this D or anything, DAC is this angle. So similarly name the points and we can mark the right angles. Here get a slanting rays on the paper and now try to another case that is perpendicular to the slanting rays. How many right angles do you have now? Justify why the angles are exact right angles. Describe how you folded the paper. So take a paper like the same way and then just fold it diagonally. And again if you are folding, it will come the perpendicular lines. And then open the paper. You can see the marking here. So we will get two perpendicular lines. If we are keeping like the same way, we can see this is straight. If we are considering this as a straight line and this is the perpendicular line. And 4 right angles we will get here. You can write that like the same way. AC, BD. This is the perpendicular lines. And the intersecting point mark as O. Then we will get 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. All angles with 90 degree. Then how to fold? Take a square sheet of paper and fold it diagonally. Now again fold one more time that so that the two parts of the rays coincide. Then unfold, we get 2 perpendicular lines and 4 right angles. This is the way 2 perpendicular lines and 4 right angles here. This is the line 90 degree, another one here, 4 right angles there. Classifying angles. So the measurement of the angle is less than 90 degree. That is called acute angle. We know that right angle means one horizontal line and the other one is vertical line. That angle is called right angle and acute angle is smaller than right angle. Obtuse angle which is greater than right angle. So the measurement it will come for right angle 90 degree, acute angle less than 90 degree, obtuse angle more than 90 degree. Obtuse angle is more wide acute is less wide and right angle is perpendicular to each other, these two lines. Figure it out, page number 31. First question, identify acute, right, obtuse and straight angles in the previous figures. Here we can see all this less than 90 degree. 1, 2, 3, 4. This all less than 90 degree. That means acute angles. This 90 degree. So right angle. Here these all 90 degree right angles. These all more than 90 degree. So obtuse angles. So these all less than, maybe this also acute angle, right angle and then obtuse angle. It's also less than 90 degree, not 90 degree. By using the protractor we have to check if whenever we have doubt it's like 90 or less than 90. Second question, make a few acute angles and few obtuse angles. Draw them in different orientations. Acute angles, small angles, all four directions, towards this side, up, downward and right side. Same way, right angles, all four directions. Obtuse angles more than 90 degree or wide. So anyway, we can draw all these angles, any direction. Acute means smaller angle, less than 90 degree, less than right angle, and obtuse angles means greater than right angle. Do you know what the words acute and obtuse mean? Acute means sharp. The vertex of acute angles appears as a sharp tip, and obtuse means blunt. The vertex of obtuse angles appears as a blunt tip. That's why that is called acute angle and obtuse angle. That's the reason the words have been chosen. Find out the number of acute angles in each of the figures below. Here we can see 1, 2, 3. 3 acute angles in the first one. Second figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here we are getting 3 acute angles. Here we are getting 12 acute angles. The next one, that means 2 triangles we will get here inside itself 12. Now after that 12, here 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 acute angles we will get in this figure. What will be the next figure? How many angles will it have? Do you notice any pattern? Look at the number what we got here, 3, here 12 and 21. So here we are getting all together 21 acute angles. One triangle alone, 3 angles, 2 triangles, one inside the other, 12. Now 1, 2, 3 triangles. One is inside the other one, like that way. 3 triangles, it is coming 21. So we can see a pattern there. We just add 9 with the previous number. 3 plus 9, 12. That 12 plus 9, 21. So the next number will be 21 plus 9, 30. Do you notice any pattern in the number? Yes. Just add 9 with the previous number of acute angles. What will be the next figure? The next figure, it will come with 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there will be, with the 3 triangles, we have 21. So 21 plus 9, 30 acute angles. 21 plus 9, 30. Is there any pattern noticed? Yes, there is a pattern. 3 plus 9, 12, 12 plus 9, 21, 21 plus 9, 30, etc. It will go on. Measuring angles using protractor. We know that the initial point or the common point of both the rays, that is called vertex. These are the arms. So to measure an angle, first we have to take the protractor and keep that center of the protractor on that vertex. Same as that. Then this is the baseline. So which side that ray is going on, that side measurement we have to take. Now this is exactly in the center and then the baseline. Now we can see the measurement from this side we have to start. When we are starting from this side, it's coming from here till there. This the line is going. So 0, 10, 20 outer scale we have to consider from this side starting 0. It is coming up to 130. We can write the measurement, that is 130 degree. So no, more than 90 degrees. So obtuse angle. From this ray, this side till here. Now this Q is the vertex and QR is the base ray or baseline. We can consider that one. Now keep the center of the protractor at Q and baseline, the first line with the ray QR. Now we can see the other one is going this one. From here 0. This is the ray which one we consider. So start from this side 0. 0, 10, 20, 60 degree. So here we are getting 60 degree, that is less than 90 degree, which means acute angle. Now M is the vertex. Keep the same way the protractor at the center of the protractor there and the baseline on this ray. So this ray we are taking, which means we have to start 0 from this side. 0, 10, 20, 30, etc. 100, 110, 120, then 125. In between 120 and 130. So 125. That measurement we can write here. 125 degree. That also obtuse angle. This is the way we had to measure the angles using the protractor. Two things we had to be careful. The center of the protractor be on the vertex and the line of that ray which coincide with the baseline. Keep exactly, and then the other ray we had to check from the same side. 0, 10, 20 till here 130. It is passing through that 130. So we can write 130 here. Here from this side we have to start. So keeping the vertex at Q, and from here it will come 0, 10, 20, 60. This case also from right side starting. M is the vertex. So center of the protractor with the vertex. And then measure from here 0, 10, 20, here 90, then 100, 110, 120, and in between this we can see passing through the midpoint. So 125 degree. Figure it out. Find the degree measures of the following using your protractor. First you have to keep the protractor, center of the protractor at the vertex. Vertex is here H. And this is the baseline. Coincide with the baseline. Now we can see from this side 0, 10, 20, 40, 45, 46, 47. This line is passing through this point. In between 10 small lines are there. So 40, the middle little bit big, that is 45, 46, 47. So we can write here 47 degree. That means angle IHJ is equal to 47 degree. For this one, take this as the baseline. Center. And start from here 10, 20, and then it is coming in between 20, not 25, 24. So this angle is 24 degree. Now this one. Keep the center at the vertex edge, baseline, and then this line is going through 110. So an obtuse angle. So IHJ, first is 47 degree, then 24 degree, here 110 degree. Now find the degree measures of different angles in your classroom using your protractor. For that we can write angle of the corner of the table or corner of the door, corner of your notebook, corner of blackboard. Most of the cases that it will come right angle 90 degree. Find the degree measures of the angle given below. Check your paper protractor can be used here. Paper protractor we cannot use it here because when we are keeping here this will hide. When we are keeping a paper over here we cannot see exactly the measurement. So use the other protractor to measure. Keep the center of the protractor at the vertex, and here the measurement what we are getting 40, 0, 10, 20, 40, 42. In this case it is the center and is the line coincide with that from this side 0, 10, 20, etc. Here it is coming 110, 115, 160. How can you find the degree measure of an angle given below using protractor? For that first we have to find this. We are giving the name A, O, B. First we have to find angle AOB. Using the protractor that we can find. This angle it is coming from here 100. So angle AOB is equal to 100. We know that around a point, circle around a point, total measurement that will come 360 degree. So to find this angle or reflex, this angle is called reflex angle. Reflex angle of angle AOB. The other side, angle AOB is we are taking this one and the other side of that. So which means total is 360. That 360 minus this part. So that angle will come 360 minus 100 is equal to 260 degree. So reflex angle of angle AOB. That means this part. That will come 260 degree. Measure and write the degree measures for each of the following. Here we can see when we are keeping the angle like the same way, we are getting 80 degree. Same way vertex. From here 0 to it is going 120. So 120 degree. This one from the here 0, 1, 2 up to 60. So 60 degree. Similarly 130 degree. This also 130. This one we will get as 60 degree. Find the degree measures of angle BHE. BHE. Look at that, it's from 0. BHE 110 and then 100 in between 110 and 120. So 115. We can write here 115. CHE. CHE. Here after 80 it is coming 85. In between 80 and 90. It start from here CHE. AHB from the other side, AHB. So this scale we have to consider, outer one, 0, 10, 20, after 60, here 65. BHC, BHC means this much. So from here if we are taking, we can see that from here till here, that is 115. 115 minus this part, 85. So this part is 30 degree. 115 minus 85 is equal to 30. Find the degree measures. First one, PQR. That is coming here 45 degree, in between 40 and 50, 45 degree. Next one, PQR. PQR. This one. Sorry, PQR, that is 45 degree. Next is PQS, this one. That is 80 degree. You can see the line passing through that. Then PQT, 150. Starting from here, this scale. So 150. So the measurement 45 degree, 100 degree and 150 degree. 8th question, make a paper craft as per given instructions, then unfold, open paper fully, draw lines on the traces made and measure the angles. Here, that you can do by when you open the paper, you can see the folding mark and measure the angles. 9th question, measure all three angles of the triangles given below and then add up all three measures. What do you get? That's the same for the triangles. Try the triangles as well to do the same again. So whenever we adding all these three angles, sum we will get that as 180. So we can check here angle A. Using the protractor, measure angle A, B, C in each case and write it there. Here we are getting the measurements 45, 70, 65. Here 52, 64, 64, 30, 54, 96. Now we had to add all these three measurements. 45 plus 65 plus 70, we will get 180. When we are adding this also 180, all three, that will come, that is 180 degree. So we can see here when we are adding that angle A plus B plus C, first case 45 plus 65 plus 70, 180 degree. Second, that third triangle also. So everywhere sum of all three angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree. All three angles, measure it in a triangle and then add. We will get that as 180 degree. Mind the mistake and mend the mistake. Here we can see this is the vertex and the protractor. This baseline supposed to be on this line. So this one is wrong. Here vertex is correct, but the baseline and the rays be coincide. You have to keep the protractor on this line. So that was wrong. This is not the vertex of the angle. This angle is here. So keep the center of the protractor on this point. So this measurement also wrong. Here vertex supposed to, or this protractor center supposed to keep it here, not this the way. And from this side, not from this side the measurement, sorry, not from this side, you have to take from this side, 0, 10, 20, because the ray on this side. Here again vertex not coincide with the center of the protractor. So that's why that is wrong. Here vertex, it's the exact point with the center of the protractor, and this the baseline. Then the baseline side, from there we had to take the scale. That scale we had to consider 0 starting from this side, 0, 10, 20. So the measurement it will come 90, 100, 110 in between. So 105, not 85. So this outer scale we had to take. So this measurement also wrong. Figure it out, page number 45. Where are the angles? Angles in a clock. The hands of a clock make different angles different. At 1 o'clock, the angle between the hands is 30. We know that around a point total 360. So in between two numbers in the clock, that is coming 360 divided by 12. That 360 divided into 12 equal parts. So the distance between two numbers or the angle between these two numbers, that will come 360 divided by 12, that means 30 degree. So that we can write as angle around a point and around that will come 360, total angles around a point. So that clock face divided into 12 equal parts. So the between two lines, the angle between two consecutive numbers, that will come 360 divided by 12. So it will come 30. So at 1 o'clock, which means here 1 and 12, in between the distance between two consecutive numbers, that will come as 30 degree. 1 o'clock, the hands are at 0 and 1 or 12 and 1. So angle between the hands is 30 degree. Second case, what will be the angle at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock? 2 o'clock, two numbers are there. So 30 plus 30, it will come 60. Here 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 into 30, it will come 120. So we can write at 2 o'clock, it will come 2 into 30, 60. 4 o'clock, 4 into 30, 120. 6 o'clock, 6 into 30, 180. And next, explore the other angles. So the same way we can write the rest of the angles also. At 3 o'clock, 3 into 30. In between two points, that is always 30 degree. So at 5 o'clock, 5 into 30, 150. 7 o'clock, 7 into 30. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, anything you can write like the same. The angle of a door, is it possible to express the amount by which a door is opened using an angle? What will be the vertex of the angle and what will be the arms of the angle? So when we are opening the angle, this is the vertex. When we are opening it, it will come acute angle and straight, that 90 degree, again that will come obtuse angle. So we can write as yes, it is possible. This is the wall side and the door is opening, slightly opened. So we are getting a small angle in between the wall and the door. That is acute angle. We are naming that CBA or ABC. This is the door. And again we are opening that door little more. Then it will come right angle. This is the wall, this is the door. Perpendicular way. Then if we open more, we will get obtuse angle. BC is the wall, BA is the door. So here vertex B. And the arms of that door, arms of the wall and the door. So arms are the door BA and wall BC. These are the arms. BA is the door side and BC is the wall side. These are the arms of that angle and B is the vertex. Vidya is enjoying her time on singing. She noticed that the greater angle with which she starts the singing, greater speed achieves her singing, but where is the angle? We can see the angle here, and from this point we are drawing here this is the way. So we can see the angle here. Here is a toy with slanting slabs attached to its sides. Greater angles or slopes of the slabs, faster or walls. Can angles be used to describe the slopes of the slabs? What are the arms in each angle? Which arm is visible and which is not? Here we can see the angle. We are making these lines. Here one angle. Same way here. This is the angle. Another one here, that ball here like the same way, then here, then this angle. This is another angle here. 4 angles we can see. If we are measuring using the protractor, we can see that is 105 degree. So angles 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles we marked are equal to 105. The arm along slanting slab is visible and the vertical arm, this is not visible. So greater angle means greater slope. Slope with a more obtuse angle, that means greater slope. Slanting angles it's visible, or sides are visible, vertical sides is not visible. Which are visible and which are not visible. Here in this question we can see both the insets are rotated from this position to this one, that means 90 degree. This also from this position, here this to this one, that also 90 degree. So both the insets rotated 90 degree in positive direction. Drawing angles, first draw a line and then keep the protractor, the center at the initial point or the vertex. And then the angle what we need to construct or to make, if it is 30 degree from this side, 0, 10, 20, 30, and mark a point on that outside the protractor, then remove the protractor and join it with the vertex. We will get that angle as 30 degree. Figure it out, page number 49. List all the angles possible in this figure. Here we can see around here 4 angles, 4, 4, 4. That means 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 angles we can see here. Then did you find them all? Yes. Now guess the measure of all the angles. Then measure the angles with a protractor. Record your numbers in a table. So first we can name it 1, 2, 3. So we can name it angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So all together 20 angles. Then measure each of them. First you have to guess each angle. This angle how much it will come. Maybe 60 or 70. Guess that how much it will come and then measure that angle using the protractor. And check that with the actual measurement your guesses are so close or not. So we can write the answer. There are 20 angles in the given figure. Guess the measurement of each angles and then measure it. First you have to write the guess measurement what you got, that you have to write it there, and then by using the protractor the actual measurement. So we will get around like the same way the measurements. Second question, use a protractor to draw angles having following degree measurements. First one is 110 degree. So for that, first we have to draw a small line here. And we can mark that with any letter A, this B. Then keep the protractor. This would be the vertex. So keep the protractor at that point. And on this line, baseline and the ray coincide. Now we have to make 110. That means from this side. The ray is on this side. So that scale starting from 0, 0, 10, 20, 100, 110. Mark a dot on that 110. This is 110. Then remove the protractor and join that point and here this one. So here we will get the angle 110 degree. Next one it is, this we can write the measurement angle name, angle C. Angle BAC is equal to 110 degree. Now the next one, second question, 40 degree. For that again make a small line and then from that point as the center 40 degree. So this is the baseline and the ray coincide for 40 degree 1, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Mark it out there and join with these 2 points. 40 degree. We can write angle MON is equal to 40 degree. Next is 75 degree. Same way, draw a small line and keep that as vertex 75 degree from there. From this side again 70, 75 is coming over here in between 70 and 80 and then join. This is 75 degree. Similarly, BC, draw the line BC first or A and then keep the protractor center the vertex B and then take 112. Then we can write angle ABC is equal to 112. Here PQR is equal to 134. First you have to draw the line QR. Keep the protractor, center of the protractor at this point Q and from this side 134 degree. Here draw an angle whose degree measure same as the given below. So for that first we have to measure the angle of the given angle. So we can see that is coming 115. So measure the given angle using the protractor. Now we got that as 115. Then draw an angle of 115 degree. For that first we have to draw a line and then keep this point as the vertex. Keep the center of the protractor on that point and this line, base line, will coincide with that line. And 115 we need. So start from this side 0, 10, 20, 80, 90, 100, 110, 115 means here it will come. Mark a dot on that point. Then join these 2 points. And this angle will come 115 degree. We can mark that as A. The middle letter will be the vertex. B, C. So angle ABC is equal to 115 degree. Here types of angles and their measures. Acute angle, which means less than 90 degree and greater than 0. That means in between 0 and 90. These angles are examples of acute angles. Then obtuse angle. Obtuse angle, which means greater than 90 and less than 180. In between 90 and 180. These are examples of obtuse angles. Then reflex angle. Reflex angle means more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. This is the normal angle and behind that is reflex angle. This is the normal way how we are drawing by using the protractor, and the other side of that angle, that is called reflex angle. Now figure it out. Page number 51. First question, in each of the following, join to the other grid and figure a straight line to get an acute angle. Here it is given. Same way we can make any direction. When we are joining, we will get the acute angle. To get an acute angle, just we can join these dots. This angle, it is acute angle. To draw obtuse angle more than 90 degree. This is the line segment. If you are keeping like this way, 90 degree. More than 90 degree means you can keep any position. Now if you are keeping like the same way, and this is obtuse angle. More than 90 degree. Similarly, this also we can make anyway. If you are keeping this this also today slanting line. So when we are keeping this the direction, we already get more than 90 degree. Next is reflex angle. For that reflex angle, first we have to draw an acute angle or obtuse angle, any angle. So we can draw any angle. That is first we can make it here an angle like the same way. So the reflex angle means this is the normal angle. Reflex angle means the other side from here to here. If you are making an angle like this way, joining these dots, here we will get the normal angle. Reflex angle means the other side. Mark the angles with the curves, specify the angles. Second question, use a protractor to measure each of these angles and classify acute, obtuse, right or reflex. First one, PTR. PTR. Keep the protractor here. This is the baseline. And PTR. So we can make it this the way. This is the baseline. And 0, 10, 20, 30. So PTR we are getting that as 30 degree. Next we got to find PTQ. PTQ means PTQ, that we are getting 60 degree. Then PTW. PTW, that we are getting 105 degree. So we can write PTR, this is 30 degree. PTQ from here to here, that is 60 degree, this 30 degree, and PTW, that means till here, 105 degree. Then WTP. WTP means reflex angle. Now we have PTW, that is 105. So WTP means total is 360 degree. Around a point total, that is 360 degree, that minus 105, which is equal to 255 degree. So WTP is equal to 255 degree. Now here in this figure, angle TER 80 degree and RES 90 degree. What is the measure of BET? BET. This one is 80 degree, which means from that line till here. This is a straight line, always 180 degree. So 180 minus 80, it will come. 180 is a straight angle, that minus 80 is equal to 100 degree. Now SCT. SCT means this one. So till here 90. 90 minus 80. So SCT is equal to 90 minus 80 is equal to 10 degree. Till here 90. This one we have to minus. So this part it will come as 10 degree. Here in this question we had to mark that as acute. Less than 90 degree acute. So this one is acute. This also acute. This one obtuse. This one reflex. This is reflex. This one is obtuse. This is acute angles. Figure it out. Page number 53. Draw angles of these given measures. 140 degrees. Same as that. First we have to draw a line segment and then that point, initial point as the vertex. Keep the protractor here with the same line and mark that as 140 degree. Next is 82, 195, 70 degree and 35 degree. Angle measurements I will get like the same way. First you have to draw a ray like the same way and keep that as vertex. Here 195, that is more than 180. It's a reflex angle. So first you have to make 360 minus 195. We will get 165. So make an angle of 165. We can make only the angle up to 180 using the protractor. So construct or draw the angle 165 and the other side of that angle we have to take as the reflex angle, which is more than 180 degree. This acute angle, this also acute angle, this 182 acute angle, 140 obtuse angle, 195 reflex angle. More than 180, that will be reflex angle. Here estimate the size of each angle and then measure using the protractor. So by the protractor, keep the center of the protractor with the vertex. Same way, and then take the measurement from this side. So we are getting that as 45, in between 40 and 50, so 45. Similarly, the other one. Take any one as the, if you are taking this as the ray, this vertex, keep on that ray. And this one it is going through which point, that we have to find out. So this one we are getting 165, and here 120 from this side, 120. Similarly, this one 30, 95. This angle we are getting 10. So 360 minus 10, it will come 350. It's a reflex angle. So this one, it is acute. You can mark the measures like the same way. 145 degree, that is acute angle. Second one 165 obtuse angle, 120 obtuse angle. 30 degree acute angle, 95 obtuse angle, 350 last one, that is reflex angle. Angle which one we are getting here? 10 degree. So 360 minus 10, we will get 350. Next one, make any figure with the 3 acute angles, 1 right angle and 2 obtuse angles. So just we can draw any lines like the same way we will get with the 3 acute angles. For example, see 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 are acute angles. Then after that 1 right angle and 2 obtuse angles. So this will come as right angle. Angle 4 is right angle. 2 obtuse angles, 5, it's a slanting way, more than 90 degree. 5 and 6 are obtuse angles. So in the same figure, 3 acute angles, 1 right angle, 2 obtuse angles. Fourth question, draw the letter M such that the angles on the side are 40 degree and the angle in the middle is 60 degree. So we can make the angle like the same way. So angles in the sides 40 degree, middle 60 degree. So this will be 40 degree and the middle, that will be 60 degree. That's the way we have to make the angle. For that, first we can draw a line like the same way, and from there this angle is supposed to be 40 degree. So keep the protractor on this point, the center, like the same way, and 40 degree means from here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is the 40 degree. So we can make a small line till here. So this angle is 40 degree. Then next is supposed to be 60 degree. From here we need 60 degree. So keep this as the vertex. This is the line. 60 degree from this side. 50, 60 is coming over here. It will come 60 degree. Then again 40 degree. So from this point 40 degree. That means from this side 10, 20, 30, 40. So this angle is 40 degree. Now we can see the letter M. 40 degree there on the side and at the center 60 degree. Next one, draw the angle letter Y. 3 angles found 150, 60, 150. First we can draw a rough figure of Y. Here 150, both the side with 150. This is the straight line. And this 2 like the same way. Inside that is 60 degree. So we can make one line here, straight line, and from here 150 degree. This is the vertex. From there 150 means 0, 10, 120, 130, 150 is coming over here. So no need that much length. This much is enough. So we are getting this angle as 150 degree. Then from there 60 degree. So take this as the vertex and this line as the one of that side, and from there 60 degree, 0 from this side, 10, 30, 40, 50, 60 here is the vertex. There also we not want that much long line, lengthy one, so make this much. So this angle is 60 degree. Now the remaining we will get that as 150. We know that total always will be 360. 150 plus 150, 300 plus 60, 360. So these two, when we are getting, we can check the third one, that will be 150. See here you can see 150. So we can mark that angle also 150 degree. So this the y with the two sides 150, the other side 60. These two angles, side angles as 150 degree and the angle at the center as 60 degree. Sixth question, the Ashoka Chakra has 24 spokes. What is the degree measure of the angle between two spokes next to each other, two nearest ones or consecutive ones? What is the largest acute angle formed between two spokes? We know that around a point always in a circle that is coming 360 degree. So total angle around a point is 360 degree. Here 24 spokes or 24 lines are like the same. So each one, the distance between two of the nearest two. So 24 line spokes are there. So the angle in between two consecutive spokes, that will be 360 divided by 24. Each angle will be 15 degree in equal angle in between. So each one will be nearest to two consecutive spokes in between, the angle will be 15 degree. So we know that when we are taking two nearest one, that 15 degree. Next to two angles are together if we are taking, or from here till there. So 15 into 2, 15 into 3, multiples of 15 will come. Now next the largest acute angle. Acute angle means less than 90 degree. So first we have to check the one time nearest two spokes, that is 50 degree. Nearest 3 it will come 30 degree. Then nearest 4, 15. Next one 30. Next one it will come 45, like that way it is going. 1, 2, 3, 45. Next one 60. 5 spokes, then it will come 75. 6 one, it will come 90. 90 means right angle. So the greatest acute angle or the largest acute angle can form in this, that is 75 degree. So it's a multiple of 15 degree. And angle between the spokes will be a multiple of 15 degree. So take the multiples of 15. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, etc. So 75 is the greatest number which is less than 90 degree. So the largest acute angle means less than 90 degree. That will be 75 degree. So this is a puzzle. I am an acute angle. So we can take that angle with any letter A, B or X, Y, Z, anything. If you double my measure, you get an acute angle. Triple my measure, then again also you get acute angle. Quarter 4 times when you are taking also, and will get an acute angle. But if you multiply by 5, you will get an obtuse angle measure. What is the possibilities for my measure? So we can consider that as, let the measure of the angle be X degree. Any letter you can take, here X will be. The first condition, 4 times if you are taking, that will be an acute angle, which means 4x is less than 90 degree. So measure of 4 times x is less than 90 degree. So angle x is equal to 90 by 4, 22 and a half or 22.5. So which means that angle will be less than 22.5. Then second condition, if you multiply by 5, I will be an obtuse angle here. If you multiply by 5, then it obtuse angle measure. So 5x, which is obtuse angle, means greater than 90 degree. So if you multiplying that angle with 5, we will get more than 90 degree. In this case, x will be greater than 90 by 5. 90 by 5, when we are dividing, we will get 18. That means x is greater than 18. Here, this is the first equation, here the second one. So the second condition. So here it is x value of that measure. X will be less than 22.5. Here it is greater than 18. So we can write like the same way. Greater than 18 and less than 22.5. So in between the numbers, when we are considering, we will get the possible values of x are 19, 20, 21, 22. So the required angle is 19 or 20 or 21 or 22. If we are taking these, any of these angles, these two conditions will satisfy. If you are multiplying with 4, that will be less than 90. 4 into 22, that also less than 90. 5 into 19 or 5 into 22, that will be greater than 90. So the required angle will be any one of these measures.